let's get straight to it with exercise number 1. This is Schrammer Slippery Serpentine. It's about as easy as you can get. 3 Cavaletti on about the center line of whatever your ring is. For the one we've set up, they're about 20 meters apart from center of Cavaletti to center of Cavaletti. And it's very, very simple. You just come through at the canter, and really we're practicing changing lead over each of the Cavaletti. Let's see it in action. So this is a great exercise for young horses, just to practice having a smooth rhythm and then getting nice smooth turns and changing the lead correctly. Easy as pie. All right guys, so exercise number 2, we like to call Jimbo's Gymnastic Jamboree. Basically it comprises of 2 sets of bounces with a Cavaletti 1, 2, or 3 strides away from the bounce. You start by going over the single Cavaletti. In this case, we've done 2 strides to a little bounce, which is 9 or 10 feet apart. You wheel around and then come back the opposite direction on the second part, which is the bounce 2 strides out. Let's take a look at this in action. So the idea with this exercise is to get the horse jumping and being careful, thinking about its feet, and also starting to introduce the idea of having turns to combinations, which we'll be getting into when they start jumping courses. But before we get on to our next exercise, let's head to a Schrammer shout out. Today's Schrammer shout-out goes to Bright Futures Farm Horse Rescue, located in Cochranton, PA. For over 13 years, these guys' mission has been to rescue horses from abuse, abandonment, and slaughter. Once rescued, they provide medical care, schooling, and rehabilitation, and then go on to adopt many of these horses into loving forever homes. Check out these guys here. They do great work. Back to the action. Welcome back, guys, to exercise number 3. We like to call this one Absolute Mayhem. Absolute mayhem. Just kidding, it's not that hard. Basically, we make these 3 sort of triangular shapes at each end of the ring. The distance from the straight one curving is around about 2 strides, but we try not to measure this too accurately. We kind of want to adapt to it as it is. And then we do about 4 or 5 strides on a curving line back to another 2 strides. The purpose of this exercise is to start challenging the horses in a way that's a little bit more realistic. It's a little bit more like show jump courses. And really here, curving lines and getting the correct lead without the horse drifting is important. So without further ado, let's see it in action. All right, guys, so you can change that exercise up to fit the dimensions of the ring that you're using. And as you do it, you'll realize there's lots of different patterns and shapes you can do to make it more interesting. All right, let's head to an invention tip of the day. All right, guys, so today my tip of the day is adjusting your gymnastic distances. When we're using Cavaletti and doing gymnastics, we're trying to get the horse balanced with a nice fluffy canter. Now, because the jumps aren't particularly big, and because we're trying to create that feeling, we generally make the distances a little bit shorter than we would if we were setting show jumps. For example, if I was to walk sort of universal 6 feet for landing, you could see that coming in over this jump, that's really a long way away from the Cavaletti. So instead of allowing 6 feet, I really only allow 3 feet, which is about 1 step. Okay? So now I begin walking my strides. 1, 2, 3, 1 stride, 1, 2, 3, 2 strides. And you can see if I just take 1 step, that's enough for my takeoff coming into this little bounce. It's just another little tip to make sure you can get the most out of your gymnastic exercises. All right, guys, hopefully you got some good ideas on how to use your Cavaletti for your next jump school. Until next time, see ya.